Okay, good morning. Welcome back to my stream. We had a bit of a shorter stream yesterday, and we're going to have a bit of a shorter stream today. Getting a little late start, but that's all right. It's all good. Let me switch over to my screen here. There we go. And pop this up. So yesterday we started working on refactoring the effects. Every action that happens in the game where you inflict damage, we turned into an effect, and we have this effect type damage. We also worked on adding an effect called bloodstain, so we can add blood. So you see this square here is red, got a red background, which means there was some fight that happened on it. Bloodstains last forever. So if I come down here and go back to town and I come back to the thing, oh, it doesn't preserve bloodstains. My mistake. I thought bloodstains lasted forever, but maybe with this new effect system, they disappear. Huh. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, so they used to be preserved on level change, and now they are not. I wonder what's different about them now is that we do have the bloodstain damage effect, right? So that generates, when we do the GUI, let's take a look at the GUI code real quick, where we draw the bloodstain. I thought it was in here when we draw. Oh, drawing the map is separate. That's right. Game state. There we go. When we draw the map using, that's debug map. Where do we draw the map? This is the map generator. Right, so this is when we see, oh yeah, here, render camera. This is where we draw the map. And show boundaries. And somewhere in here we show bloodstains, right? I'm bouncing around a lot. But here's the entity with the render background. Huh. Somewhere in this map code we draw. I've forgotten all of this now. Right, so everything that has a position and a renderable gets drawn. Those are the entities. But when we draw the tile, we set, here's the background. So tile glyph is here. Oh, here's where we, yeah, map bloodstains contains IDX. So this is another instance where, right, okay. So the bloodstains will go away when we change a map, because when we change map, we're loading the map as it was when it was generated, not the map as it was after we left it. And that's why the visible tiles still don't, or the revealed tiles still don't remain. Okay. All right, so I think my brain is back to where we're supposed to be. And yesterday we left off just before particulate matter, right? I started reading this and then I had to go off and do something else. Right, okay, so let's start reading this again. All right, you've probably noticed that when an entity takes damage, we spawn a particle. Particles are something else we can use a lot. So it makes sense to have them in event type also. And what they mean by particle, for those who have forgotten like me, when the wolf hits me, there's a brief, I'm going to hit spacebar so the wolf will hit me again. The brief double equals in blue when they miss, and if they hit, oh, it was a dark blue when they misjudged the timing. There we go, orange. It was briefly orange there when he hit me for 3 hit points. So those are the particles that we're talking about. Right, whenever we've applied damage so far, we've flashed an orange indicator over the victim. We might as well codify that into the damage system. and leave it open for improvement in a later chapter. It's likely that we'll want to launch particles for other purposes too, so we'll come up with another quite generic setup. So let's go to effects mod. Wait, first let's, oh yeah, I did. I just want to make sure I pushed all my changes up and we're clean, right? We are. Okay, so we're going to go to effects mod and extend the effect type to include particles. Okay, so we have damage, we have bloodstain, and now we're going to add a particle, which contains a glyph. A foreground. And a background. Yep, one single column there, RL, TK, RGB, and a lifespan. Okay. So now with that change, we're actually going to have to change a couple other things. You'll notice that once again, we aren't specifying where the particle goes. We'll leave that to the targeting system. Okay, so the effect type is the particle, and the effect target is where that particle is going to show up. All right. Now we'll make a function actually spawn particles. In the name of clarity, we'll put it in its own file. So we'll create a new source effects particles. There we go. Superstar. Map. Okay. Okay, so what are we doing here? If we have an effect of particle type, then we're going to fetch the map and we're going to run the particle builder code, which we wrote a while back. So we grab the map and we create a new particle builder. Oh, we pulled the particle builder resource mutably. Ghost Steve says hello. I wanted to ask why you are using Rust. I'm curious. First of all, hello Ghost Steve. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. What I'm doing, I've been trying to learn Rust for a couple of years now, and I figured, well, what would be a better way than going through a tutorial that teaches me how to create a game in Rust. So this game is running in my browser, but it's all written in Rust. What do we have here? We can reveal the map. There we go. So I'm just making a quick roguelike, and this roguelike tutorial, there's a link in the description that shows you how to create a roguelike in Rust, and we're sort of learning Rust along the way. And Rust is a pretty new language. I mean, relatively speaking, right? It was what, 2015, so it's 7 years old now. Should be able to ride a bike at this point, but it's still it's new to me. I've only been doing it for about a year, or trying to learn it for about a year, off and on. And I just never got the time to do it until I decided, hey, let's stream learning how to write Rust. It is a pretty cool language, yeah. It's very C-like, or C++-like, but it also has a bunch of other features in it that help with memory safety and thread safety. FG, BG, glyph. Expand. Okay. So that generates the particle. Oh, then we have to put this code, we have to put this particles RS in the source effects mod, right? Oh. Yeah, we have to say mod particles and then pub use particles to get that to be generally useful. So let's see if we can run a cargo check. And of course we have an error. Prelude, oh, this has to be semicolon. And particle builder doesn't exist. Oh, this probably needs a, particle system in front of it. FG and BG. There we go. Oh, Nope, not found in particle system. So where's particle builder? Oh no, particle builder is right here. What am I doing? B-U-I-L-D-E-R. That was what was wrong. I spelled it wrong. There we go. Okay. So this is basically the same as our other calls to particle builder, but using the contents of the message to define what to build. Now we'll go back to effects and add a mod particles. I did that. And we'll extend the effect tile to call it. Okay. So here's effect tile. We already have this. Oh, then we just add the new type, effect type, particle with any values, and then particles to tile. And that calls it right there. Nope, it doesn't. Oh, did I forget to make it public? It says a function. Oh, particle to tile. Okay. There we go. Yes, okay, that works. It would be really handy to be able to attach a particle to an entity, even if it doesn't actually have much effect. There's been a few cases where we've retrieved a position component just to place an effect. So this could let us simplify the code a bit. So we extend effect entity like this. We did effect tile. Let's do effect entity. Okay, so we're extending it here for the bloodstain and the particle to do this entity position thing, which doesn't exist as far as I know. Or maybe we wrote it in some other file yesterday and I forgot already. So let's do this one. Let's say blood stain. And this is particle. And this becomes... Oh, I see. This is damage blood stain. And this is particles... particle to tile. This becomes pause. So what do you get? Oh, if let some pause. I see. If let some pause equals entity position. Oh, I did that on the wrong thing. It goes here and here. Right, and then we need an open brace on both of those guys. Bloodstain gets ECS and pause. And this is ECS pause and effect. Like that. Oh, closing brace. Okay, let's see, does that check? It does. We're up to 4 warnings. So now we can open up effects damage and both clean up the bloodstain code and apply a damage particle. Okay. Clean up the bloodstain code. It's pretty clean as it is right now, right? Oh, maybe they mean delete it. Alright, so if the effect type is damage, then, right, and pull hit points. Okay, then we're going to add effect. And targets is going to be a single target. And then we're going to add another effect. Effect type is particle. And it's going to be that double equal. Copy that line because I don't know how to type a double equal sign. And then FG. This is interesting because remember when we miss, we're supposed to see a blue one. And then this targets a single target. That's add effect, and then this goes away. Oh, I see. So all we're doing is making that part go away, and we're just adding the effects. Okay. Cargo check. We have 5 warnings now. And now we open up melee combat system. We can simplify it a bit by removing the particle call on damage and replace the other calls to particle builder with effect calls. Okay, I'm going to open that up here because I think we're going to need to copy particle builder. Oh, right. We're going to have to check it here. Right. So this becomes add effect, I think. Oh, we can remove it from this, right? Removing the particle call on damage. Right, and this is the particle on call on damage. So this whole if block can go away. Right, because that code is already here. And then we have, this is the blue one, right? On a miss or a natural roll 1. Misjudges the timing. Right. So, and that becomes blue, black. Okay, so, I think we say add effect, none, comma, effect type particle. Right? And then we just copy all of this stuff here. We don't care about the position. We put the glyph here. And this becomes foreground. This becomes background. This becomes lifespan. And then we add a target, a single target, wants melee, oh, I have to say target. Target wants melee target. Right? And then we do the same thing with this one where we miss. So this becomes this, except with cyan instead of with blue. And these lines all go away. Oop. There. Okay, let's see if that build. Oh, that's probably not going to build because add effect is not. Cast cannot be followed by field access. Oh, like that. Should have a double colon. And I think I have to pull in now. Oh no, it all compiled, so that worked. So this particle builder can go away, right? That can come out of here, that can come out of here, and then it can come out of here. So that simplifies that a little bit. Okay. This lets us get rid of the whole reference to the particle system positions and the player entity. Oh, okay. So we don't need positions anymore? Where's positions? After skills, positions. Okay. We don't actually use this pause anymore. Right? Because we're just putting it on a target. So this can go here, and this can go here. I'm going to let cargo format reformat that for me. And then where's the other positions? Positions. It's not used anymore, so we can make that go away. And then this position can go away. And this position can go away. Let's see if that builds. Okay, good. So we got rid of the particle system positions, and we can get rid of the player entity. Where's the player entity? Natural attack defense. No. Name. The entities are all the entities. We don't have the player entity. Player. Okay. This is the kind of improvement I wanted. Systems are simplifying down to what they should focus on. See the source for changes there are too long to include in the body text here. Okay. So I think we've got it to the point where that's what they're suggesting to do. We're doing what we're suggested to do. Oh, these should probably be, I mean, this is on some entity, right? So maybe this should be on some entity as well. There's no way to know. We still have 5 warnings. Oh, right. That was me fooling around with the code trying to figure out how to get it to build, and I failed spectacularly. So let's take care of that. We don't need Specs Prelude. Interesting. That's good to know. And then we have an unreachable pattern in effects mod. Oh, because we've covered all the bases. Okay. Does that take care of most of the warnings? All but 2. Okay. We can get rid of that. I guess we no longer need the entity position, huh? There we go. Okay, so we're clean. Let's check in with Clippy, and then we can commit these changes and before we go to the next section. Nope. Match expression looks like a match is bang here. Oh. And this we don't need the reference. Okay. So let's change those. 103 and 118. Oh, 118. There it is. And then we had a matches here. Yeah, so how does the matches macro work? Let's see. Rust matches macro. Like a match expression, the pattern can optionally be followed by an if and guard. Okay, that doesn't say how to use it. Clippy should say how to use it. We can just use this. Right? And then we're done. That all checks. Let's see if Clippy's happy. If Clippy is happy, then we can push this. Shrishak says it's like match, but true or false. Matches foo A to Z. If foo is C or D, it gives true. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm looking at here. I just never did it before, so that's a new one on me. But it seems pretty straightforward, and the compiler has very kindly told me exactly what to put. All right, git status, git add source, git commit, refactored particle system. Good. All right, so now we're going to do experience points. So we're missing some important stuff still. When you kill a monster, it should drop loot/cash, give experience points, and so on. Trishak says, the only problem is I forget whether I should put the pattern first or 7. Oh, yeah. That old It's the same with the asserts, right? I mean, some people like to have the what you expect on the left side. Or, assert EQ. Is it assert EQ should be is, or the other way around? I'm sure there's a whole body of writing about which way is the right way and each way is the right way. So I don't know. It'd be nice to be consistent. Right, so when we kill a monster, we need to have loot drops and experience points. So rather than pollute the damage function with too much extraneous stuff, let's add a new effect type called Entity Death. Okay. And that's just a single thing with no other information around it. Now an Inflict Damage will emit this event if the entity died. Okay. I've forgotten where Inflict Damage is. It's probably in Damage, right? Yep. Alright, so if pool hit points current is less than 1, I guess it should only go here, because that's the only time it's going to go negative, or possibly. Effect damage creator, effect type entity death, and the target, it's a single target. Oops, doesn't like that. What did I do wrong here? Oh, right, we're not covering entity death down here now. Okay, that makes sense. We'll also make a new function. This is the same code as this is the same as the code and damage system. We'll be removing most of the system when we've taken care of item usage. All right, so this is from damage system. Basically, we're creating this death. And then where do we call it from? Right here. We just say damage death. So this is how we know it goes in the damage file. Okay. So pub fun death. I like having a function called death. And target is an entity. It does not return anything. Okay. So we're going to grab pools. The pools contain basic data about an entity. Hit points, experience, money, and a bunch of other things. And let's take a quick look at that, because we haven't looked at it in a while. Yeah, hit points, mana, XP, level, total weight, total initiative, penalty, gold, and god mode. That's what a pool contains. And there's one of those per entity. Well, it's one of those per mob and player, right? Okay. So if the entity position create... Oh, because it died, so now we have to remove it. That makes sense. This must already exist because... Oh, okay. So this is just oh, it's in part of the targeting system to find... So this actually is fetching the map as well and then locating the item. So we already have the map fetched here, but we're fetching it again whenever we call entity position. All right. Okay. So if the creator is a sum, and the player is the source, then we're going to do all this work. Okay. The reason I'm hesitating here is because this is working our way into heavier and heavier indentation. There should be a cleaner way to do this, right? You could say if effect creator is none, then return, but we need the source out of the effect creator. So how do we retrieve that? Can we say let source equal this, else effect creator unwrap? Is that oops, I forgot the double colon there. And attributes is not found in this. Really? Where is attributes then? It didn't have a problem finding pools. Oh, it's just attributes, singular. Oh. This is attributes. Didn't I just see it attribute singular? Uh-oh. Oh, there is an attributes plural. Okay. And we did register it here. So where is it defined? Here it is. It is in components. And it is a pub. So why is it not found in this scope? It says help import create attributes. I mean, I can, sure. Oh, create. Oh, here we are. Create components pools. And we should be able to just do create. Yeah, we'll do both here. I mean, I'm thinking we should just do a star there, but whatever. Right, and this is that error. Okay, so this seems to work, right? And that way we don't have to do massive indentation. Although this is kind of ugly code too. And then we have this other thing here. It says if ECS read storage player get source is none, return. Right? And then we can do all of this stuff and not have to be indented so much. Right? If let some, this will probably come back to bite me later, right? Let some stats as pools, get target, XP gain, stats level times 100, gold gain, stats gold. And then this just says if XP gain is 0, comparing exact on float is iffy at best. Oops. How did I open a new tab? That was weird. And gold gain is 0. Return. All right. So I'm removing yet another level of indentation. So I'll have to add game log. I just said use create. I think that's what the use super was supposed to be. It just didn't work out. Let's do that. And then let mutt player stats is pools get mutt source unwrap. Okay, and then player stats, XP, XP gain. Okay, and then if player stats XP is greater than or equal to player stats level times 1,000. Okay, so we're going up one level. I assume that's player stats level. Right? Yep. Okay, that makes sense. Player stats. Right, we have all of this code. So we update our, oops, did it close without meaning to? Right, so we update the hit points max, and then we set the current to the max. So when we go up a level, you automatically heal completely. And then we do the same thing for the mana. So let me just put these as separate here. This becomes mana. Mana at level. Oh, this is intelligence. Right, and then player stats level, and then mana current becomes mana max. Okay. And then we have this. Oh, and then we're going to add a particle. Oh, right, we did this little particle thing. Okay. When you go up a level, it does little display. So environmental effect type particle, and the glyph is going to be, I'm going to copy paste because I don't know how to type that letter character. Gold and black, and lifespan is going to be a little bit longer. And then targets is going to be the tile. Tile index is going to be map xy idx of player pos x and player pos y. This would be another opportunity for a conversion. Okay, this goes here. Oops, this does not line up. There we go. That goes there, this goes there, right, and that goes there, and that goes there. Okay, good. I think we're good. And that wraps that up. So lastly, we'll add the effect to effect entity. Right, because if we try to build now, it's going to tell us that we're missing that thing here. We're not missing it here because we have the default case. Put it in the same spot here. Entity death. So this is damage death, and then it's just ECS effect and target again, just like the other one. So now if you cargo run the project, we're back to where we were, but with a much more flexible system for particles. All right, let's see if this checks. And if so, we have a couple warnings. Oh, So map doesn't need to be mutable. I guess not. Or maybe it will be later. Yeah, we're just doing a calculation. We're not doing any mutating on it. Okay. So this doesn't need to be mutable, and this doesn't need to be mutable. There. Okay, so let's take the 20 seconds it takes to build this. And then we can load it up on our in our browser and take a look. And this should behave exactly the same way. I'm going to go into God mode so that I don't take any damage. And let's see if we can go level up by killing a few bandits and whatnot. It's really hard to kill a bandit when you don't have a good weapon. There's a wolf. You can see my experience level going up here. Went up again. There's a rat. I got experience from that. Any other bandits around? There's a rat. There's a wolf. I'm getting close. Scroll of something. Oh, there's a rat. Nearly there. Wow, he's hard to hit. I picked up a dagger. Let's wield the dagger because I think that'll be better than what we've got. And then we can go down a level. Oh, there's another weapon right there. Longsword. Let's wield the longsword. F. There we go. We can kill the kobold. Maybe this will put us over the top. Nope, not yet. A little bit more. Okay, I'm stuck. There we go. You saw that gold bar. It happened really briefly, and I guess I have to... Maybe I'll be ambitious and edit the VOD that I upload to YouTube. Maybe I'll edit it with that zoomed in. I don't know. I don't know if I have that skill. All right, so that's working. What did we do? We added our entity death effect, and so we refactored all of that. Refactor entity death into the effects system. Okay. So we have this. So now if you cargo run, we're back to where we were, right? Does this mean we can delete all of this code from where it is now, or where it was? Where was it? It's the same code as in damage system. We'll be removing most of the system when we take care of item usage. Okay, so maybe we'll get there. All right, so item effects. Now that we have the basics of an effect system and have cleaned up damage, it's time to really think about how items and triggers should work. We want them to be generic enough so that you can put together entities Lego style and build something interesting. We also want to stop defining effects in multiple places. Currently, we list trigger effects in one system, item effects in another. If we add spells, we'll have yet another place to debug. So we'll start by taking a look at the item usage system. It's huge and does far too much in one place. It handles targeting, identification, equipment switching, firing off effects for using an item, and destruction of consumables. That was good for building a toy game to test with, but it doesn't scale to a real game. For part of this, and in the spirit of using an ECS, we'll make some more systems and have them do one thing well. All right, so moving equipment around. Equipping and swapping items is currently in the item usage system because it fits there from a user interface perspective. You use a sword, and the logical way to use it is to hold it and put away whatever you had in your hand. Having it be part of the item usage system makes the system overly confusing, though. The system simply does too much, and targeting really isn't an issue since you are using it on yourself. This sentence kind of came out of left field, or that phrase did anyway. I don't know. Okay. So we'll make a new system in the file inventory system, use equip, and move the functionality over to it. This leads to a compact new system. So we're going to create a system called item equip on use. Okay, so what do we have right now in our inventory system? We have collection, drop, identification, remove, and use. And now we're going to have use equip. Okay, so this is going to be the new system for equipping on use, I guess. Oh, I keep doing that. And then use, I think crate. I have to use crate because of the way I organize things. Equipped and then equipment changed. And once again, I will let cargo format handle the formatting of that. All right, so we have pub struct item equip on use. And we're going to separate the data out. Type is going to be on use data, I guess. I don't know. I'm not good at naming things. Read expect entity. Write expect game log. I'm never sure about what the order, how he picked the order to put these things in. Once. I mean, you could group them by the type of type they are, right? Read expect, write storage, read storage. Or you could sort them by, alphabetically or whatever, but they seem to be pretty random. And then 3 write storages of equipped in backpack and then equipment changed. And that'll be that. And then we import tick A, system tick A for item equip on use. Type system data is equal to on use data tick A. Cognitive complexity. Nice. All right, I'm going to try without that and see what Clippy tells me about the cognitive complexity. Oops. I'm guessing the way the order these came in was the order he thought of. Oh, I need this, oh, I need this. Let me throw it at the end. But it would be nice to clean it up and say, put it in some sort of grouping, like all the write storages together and all the read storages together and stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky. And again, I prefer to try to let Rust infer the type if possible. So we'll see if Rust can infer the type here. And if not, then we'll go ahead and add it back in. whatever else was in that slot. Okay. If let sum can equip okay, then the target slot is going to be the slot that it goes in. Every piece of equipment has its own slot. It's like head and arm and let's pull it up. Yeah. So melee shield. So melee is, you know, hands, right? No, here's hands. So you can have a melee slot and a hand slot. I guess maybe this is for rings or something. Oh, gloves, right. So gloves go on your hands, boots go on your feet. You have leggings for your legs. You have armor for your torso, a helmet for your head. There's a shield slot and there's a weapon slot. So those are all the slots that are in the game currently. Okay. You can have more than one. And the only reason you have a Vec here is if you can have more than one, right? All right. So if it's already equipped, if it's owned by the target and it's in the target slot, then we'll unequip it, or we'll add it to the unequip list. Yeah, this would be nice to have some sort of a more OO style here on equip, push the item entity, and if the target is a player entity, name. 3 of those guys, and then we have, okay, then we loop over. So we just built up this whole thing based on what's equipped in that slot, and now we're going to loop over it and actually do the remove. Equipped, move item, and then back pack insert item. I don't know what it says. I'm not going to look. Okay, and then we're going to wheel. Oh, that's the end of that for loop, right? Almost. What am I missing here? Oh, that doesn't belong there. That belongs there. Oh, it's now worse, right? Oh, no, this goes here. This goes here. Why is this? I guess I looked. I'm confused. Why isn't this lining up? This should be here. It's going to tell me in a minute. As soon as I start to compile. Where am I missing my braces? These all look okay. I don't know. Wield the item. Is that it? And then this goes like this, and then expect unable to insert equipment. Yeah, that one lined up. Okay, backpack, remove, use item. If target is player entity, and then we're going to game log it. Dot name? Nope, dot unwrap dot name. Okay. And then we're done with the item. Okay. And then okay, those are working. All right, I guess I was just confused. Remove, use iter for each E. What is this doing? Equipment. We're firing off an equipment in this dirty. And it wants use remove E. Expect enable to remove. Okay. What is this dirty? That's the equipment changed. Oh, then there's another system which handles that. Okay, now go into use system and delete the same block. Oh, those are the same block as use system. I guess it's this block here, right? All right. Deleted. And add the systems into run systems just before the current use system call. Okay. So that would be in game state. Item use system. There we go. So just before the current use system call, we're going to say let mod item equip. Like that, and then say item equip dot run now. Self ECS. Like that. So that should do the same thing, right? Okay, go ahead and cargo run and switch some equipment around to make sure it still works. All right, let's see if it checks. We don't have this. Oh, I have to add it to the mod here, right? Mod use equip. Wow. Stop doing that. Pub use equip : star. Oh, okay. Now that we're doing this, we have issues. Oh, I missed a comma there. Equipped has 2 P's. Yeah, that's that. Type doesn't work. We can't join on stuff. Okay, so let's fix that. New pixel perfect. Thank you for the follow. Oh, name has a missing comma. What else? They all have commas now? Okay. All right. We do have 6 warnings, but we should be able to run this. Well, let's build the WASM file first and then pull it in here. And we should be able to... We're not using equipable or equipped backpack. Really? We're not using any of those? Oh, that's in the use system that we pulled the things out of. So we should be able to clean those up. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's make sure this all works. Let's see if we can put on and take off equipment. Oh, he just has that. Okay. Let's go find some equipment to put on. That's not equipment. That's a bat. There's a bandit. Maybe if we kill the bandit. Yeah, so let's grab this. So what did we just picked up? We picked up a dagger. Right now we're carrying a rusty longsword. If we equip... Oops. There we go. Equip the dagger. It does say we're holding the dagger now. And we're equipped... The dagger is equipped. It would be nice if it said which slot it was in. Hopefully I got it in the right slot. I can pick up the shield and wield the shield, and now we can see shield here. Okay, so I think it's still all working. Let's clean these up, and then we can commit these changes. Let's just pull this up here in this window so we can see them all, and we have equipable. Equipable. Alright, so get rid of that, and that. We don't need equipped. That and that. We don't need backpack. And we don't need... Oh, that's also equipped. How did we end up with 2 of them? Okay. Let's see if this gives it... Are we clean? Yep. Okay, so we're clean. Get status. Get diff. Oh. Yeah, get diff. We can see what we removed. Well, we added these things. We cleaned up those, removed those 3 things, removed this entire block, and now we have this new system, the item equip system, which is fine. And then git add source, we have our new code that does all the work. Commit-m refactored equipping items into its own system. All right, that's good. Now that we've cleaned up inventory management into its own system, it's time to really cut to the meat of this change, item usage with effects. The goal is to have a system that understands items, but can fan out into generic code that we can reuse for every other effect use. We'll start in effects by adding an effect type I want to use an item. So that's this guy here. Right after entity death. Item use, item entity. Like that. Alright. We'll want these to work a little differently than regular effects. Consumable use has to be handled and targeting passes through to the actual effects rather than directly from the item. I understand consumable use has to be handled because we have to remove it. But targeting passes through to the actual effects? I guess when we get there, I'll understand it. I'm not sure what they mean. So we'll add it to target applicator. Is there a target applicator already? I guess there is. Okay, so this is what target applicator looks like right now. So they want it to look like this. Oh, I see. So if it's an item use, then we're going to trigger the item trigger. Otherwise, we're going to do these things. Interesting. I don't think we've written this yet, right? Everything else stays the same. Okay, this short circuits the calling tree, so it handles items once. The items can then emit other events into the queue, so it all gets handled. Since we've called it, now we have to write triggers item trigger. So make a new file called effects triggers, and we'll add it to mod. We're in mod now, we might as well just add it now. Mod triggers. pub use triggers colon star. And now we'll create a new file called effects triggers. And we're going to add this. So we're going to say use specs prelude star, because we have the entity which comes from specs, and then targets use create star, I guess. Why not? I see a M, U, and half of a T there, so I'm assuming it's mut world. And it doesn't return anything. Let's find out. Yep, got it right. Okay, use the item via the generic system. Okay, and then if it was a consumable, then it gets deleted. Okay. This function is the reason we have to handle items differently. It calls event trigger, a local private function, to spawn all the item's effects, and then if the item is consumable, it deletes it. So let's make a skeletal event trigger function. Okay. So it's not really doing anything. So this doesn't do anything, but the game can now compile, and you can see that when you use an item is correctly deleted, it provides enough of a placeholder to allow us to fix up the inventory system. Okay. Let's do a cargo check real quick. What are we missing here? Item use is not covered. Oh, okay. Right. I wonder if we should do the same thing we did up here. If it's a effect type item use, then we have to do something different. Or maybe we just ignore it. Let's just ignore it. And then we'll have to scratch our heads wondering what went wrong later. Oh yeah, so all these are going to be warnings. That's fine. All we're doing is trying to get it to compile. So let's see if we can get this to actually... Let's verify that this code will use things on use. Although, we created an item use, right? We hid here the trigger. But where is that item use effect being generated? Did I miss something? No, The game can compile, and you can see when you use an item is correctly deleted because we're still deleting it in the item use system. Right? Let's take a look at this, because I think this code still is deleting. Yeah, we still have this code here, so this is the issue. We're still deleting the item here. So we're not actually using the new code anywhere. All right. So we can't do this. We can't check it. So use system cleanup. So in the inventory system use system file was the root cause of this cleanup, and now we have enough of a framework to make it into a reasonably small, lean system. We just need to mark your equipment as having changed, build the appropriate targets list, and add a usage event. So here's the entire new system. So this is much smaller. We have entity. We no longer need the game log. We have wants to use item names. I guess we don't care about provides healing. We have an area of effect. We have equipment changed. And then we have identified item. That's this guy here. And that's it. Everything else goes away. Oh, map. I missed that one. Read expect entity, and we have a write expect on map. Really? Write storage, read storage, read storage, write storage, write storage. Okay. All right, and then we just need to modify this to, and then we have the cognitive complexity again. Okay. We have entity, we have map, don't need the game log. There's the use items as name. Where's area effects? AOE, that's it. Right, and then equipment changed. Oops. Why are these hard to find? Confused, hunger clocks, run state, dirty. Oh, it's called dirty here. That's why it's hard to find. And then identified item. Right, and the rest goes away. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 and 8. We're good. Okay, so in the run function, we're going to say entity use item. That stays the same. Oh, this says wants use, and we called it use items. Okay. That's fine. Consume, we don't have to worry about anymore. We're going to dirty insert, equipment changed, unable to insert. And then we're going to do the identify. So this all goes away, all the targeting stuff goes away? Are you sure? I'm nervous about this, but I guess we can always undelete it if we need to. All right, we have identify. Oh, so let's delete all this stuff. Next thing is identify, right? Identified item, unable to insert, blah, 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 and then call the effect system. Oh, I see. Now we need to work through the various item-related events and make them function. Okay, so we're going to leave things in a strange state. I only have a half hour left, so this is going to be a bunch of work. So we have all these effects that go away. It's confusion. All this stuff goes away. Wow. Boom. Gone. I guess we need to close the for loop. But then we say call the effects system. Right, and add effect. And then, oops, effect type. So if there's no target, we're going to say it's a single Target is the player entity. Otherwise, if it's sum, we're going to say if let sum AOE get use item. Else. It's going to be targets a single tile. As I-32. And then that's it. Right, that looks good. And we'll put a blank line there. But now all of the stuff that it used to do is no longer there. Use create add effect. I can do that. Oh, and then all the things we remove can be pulled out, right? We don't need confusion or consumable. We do need equipment changed. Game log. We don't need game log. Hunger clock gone. Hunger state gone. Identified item is still there. Inflict damage is gone. Magic mapper is gone. We still need the map. Still need the name. Don't need the particle builder or the pools or the position. Provides food, healing, run state, suffer damage, town portal. But wants to use item is still there. Okay, so then we also want to add effect type and target. Oh, targets with an S. Targets single like that. Okay. And then add effect. And then AOE tiles. Where is that? I mean, that's something new. That just sort of came out of nowhere. And is that anywhere? AOE tiles. It says 2 of 2. So this is the one we just did, and it doesn't exist in our code. Let's do a quick check here. Yeah, so we're down to just that one error, AOE tiles, which would have been in the old system. Let's take a look at, because it would have been part of the old git diff. If we look here in the old system that we deleted all this code, we would have had code to generate an area of effect. Not there. Where would it have been? Here, in the targeting system here. Oh, say AOE get, right? And then we say blast tiles RLTK field of view. So we passed in this field of view thing. Lord Poseidon, hello, thank you for the follow. Right, so we called this RLTK field of view, which I think is what this was supposed to be. If you look here, we have map, target, and AOE radius. So I think we want to do the same thing. So Lord Poseidon, what I'm working on right now is the Roguelike tutorial in Rust. You can see it here. I also have a link in the stream description. What I'm doing is trying to learn how to write Rust code by making a roguelike. And we're up to chapter 63. We've been doing this for many, many, many days. Usually an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. So that's what I'm doing. I think I just want to replace this. I just want, instead of the AOE tiles here, I'll just use this guy. So we just say AOE radius and map, right? Will that work? Or is that the wrong type? Oh, no semi. Yeah, expected I-32 and found points. So we need to actually translate that. Okay. Oh, we have to create the blast tiles. We have to do this, and then we have to generate an XY IDX for each one, or an I-32 for each one. So that's what AOE tiles, I guess, is doing. So let's steal the code that's on the roguelike tutorial, shall we? Let's just start this in a new window and then pull this all the way up, because if we skip to the end, it'll have a link to the code. Oh, Togglebit, thank you for the raid. Hope the meeting goes well. Let's see, we are in inventory system, and we're going to look at this AOE tiles, which is not here. Unfortunately, I'm wrapping up in about 20 minutes, so we'll have to find somebody else to raid. There's no AOE there. Use system, AOE tiles. It's called there. Oops, I didn't mean to print it. Equipment use? Nope. Oh, Poly Insecure. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. All right, so we're going to look for it here. AOE. And Scald82. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, there's a bunch of calls to. What if we look for FN? Right? FN, AOE tiles. Oh, can we put that in quotes? Come on, help me out here, GitHub. There it is. So it's in this targeting system, so we haven't written that yet. And that's missing from the documentation. Okay, so let's add it to the targeting system. So let's put this back and then put in our targeting system. Oops. What is it under? I forgot where it is. It's under effects. There we are. Okay, so let's say pub fun AOE tiles. So we'll just put this in here directly. Map. And the radius is I-32 and returns a vec I-32. So this is basically the code we had here, right? So these blast tiles, we have the retain function. We generate a new vector, and then we just push the conversions. Right? So we can just do this like that. We have the retain, and then let mut result is vec new. Can we do this in a different way? Can we do this? That's what I'm saying. Let's say results. Or we can just return blast tiles iter map t map xy idx tx ty as I-32 collect. Is that something that would work? AOE tiles not found in the scope. That's fine. We can add that AOE tiles. Nevmanitis, thank you for the follow. I don't know if this is actually going to work. And an area effect is not... Oh, this is just radius, right? Okay. And we do have the map. Mason Door says Rust is scary. Well, it's scary if you haven't played with it before, right? But... Oops, iter is a function, not a field. Can't infer the type because we're not actually using it. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we can do it this way. That works. Let's just do it that way. I wonder if we can do it instead of this retain, right? We can make it even smaller by doing a filter on that. Okay, I'm getting distracted, right? But you should be able to say blast tiles filter this expression iter, and then this becomes just RLTK field of view dot filter dot iter dot map dot collect, right? Polyinsecure says I want to learn Rust, but I'm stuck, so I'm sticking with Python. Probably will reattempt learning Rust at some point in the future. Well, I mean, if you want, what I'm doing, right? I'm going through this roguelike tutorial in Rust, and it teaches you Rust as it teaches you how to make this neat little roguelike that we're working on. You can see this. There's my character there. There's a gelatinous cube there, and you can see the radius of my light beam is all working. There's a, what the hell is this? It's a bat. We can go chasing after bats, pick up food rations, and this is all in Rust that's running in my browser using WASM. And we can kill a rat. Okay. And so what I'm working on now is all of this stuff here. Okay. This is something we can look at later. I can say field of view dot filter dot map, right? And then collect question mark, and that gets rid of that extra blast tiles variable. Lord Poseidon says much like Go. Yeah, it is. It is. Go and Rust are both, you know, they're modern languages, so to speak. Actually, JNT just posted something. Oh, I forget what his. I don't know if that. Yeah, this guy. JT. He just posted something about how Rust and Go are very complementary to each other, and it's a good read. And unfortunately, I don't know how to find it quickly for you. But check out his if you aren't on his if you aren't following his Twitter, follow his Twitter, and he has a good write up on how Go and Rust are very complementary. All right, so we just finished this AoE tiles, and then we still have 7 warnings, but it now builds. Oh, right, because our use system no longer uses any of this stuff now. So let's fix that up. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're leaving this part alone. Our triggers hasn't been. Yeah, okay. We're gonna ignore that. H-Quill, thank you for this. This is exactly the article I was looking for. Although this is from 2021. I thought he maybe I don't know why it just showed up recently in my feed then. But anyway, take a look at this. This is good. It's a good article. Even though it's a year old. Okay, so we did this, right? And this is all complete now. It still doesn't work because we pulled out all the code that does things like confusion and magic mapping and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to have to I guess we're going to add, I'm just scrolling ahead because I'm out of time at this point. Yeah, here's magic mapping, town portals, healing, damage, confusion. Okay, so we're going to be slowly adding all of these effects back in one at a time. So we got to this point here. I'm going to commit these changes, even though they have build issues. And we've stripped out a lot of functionality. Oops. Yeah, okay, so it still builds. That's the good news. And we have, I guess this is the teardown phase. You know how you do workouts, right? And you're sitting there, you're working out, lifting weights. You're tearing down the existing muscle so that it builds up bigger and stronger. So that's what we're doing now. Git commit tore out old code so that we can build it bigger, stronger, faster. So I'm going to push this, even though we just broke a bunch of stuff. And then where are my commits here? And then tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow at 7 a.m. sharp my time, we're going to start on the adding back all the stuff we tore out. Lord Poseidon likes my commit message. Yeah, I was just riffing on old TV shows from the olden days. Check out the $6 Million Man if you ever get a chance. My time zone is Eastern time zone, Lord Poseidon. So right now it is almost 9 a.m. for me, and I have to go to work. So thanks everyone for hanging out with me. H. Quill, thank you for the follow. And I will see everyone tomorrow in 22 hours. I will be working on the next step of this chapter. All right. Take care. Have a great day.